Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this broadcast. Thank you so much for your continued support always in this YouTube platform. I don't take it for granted. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you well in good health. Personally, I'm fine and grateful for this day. ODM MPs are now demanding apologies from President William RUTO administration after BBC documentary was exposed just some hours ago, and while they attended the parliament meeting or the parliamentary meeting, Millie odhiambo stood up with a substantial remarks by saying that Kenya's youth are annoyed, they are bitter, they are angry, and therefore we should not take BBC documentary for granted, but come up with a solution. She furthermore extended her feelings by saying, Mr. Speaker, they killed more and there was shed of blood during the demonstration, and we should not just take it for granted. Let's watch this drama before I proceed.
Yes, Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank Honorable KJ for urging that we speak soberly about this issue. And Mr. Speaker, I wish to speak soberly about this issue. And sometimes when you're in leadership, you have to take the road less traveled. And on this issue, I want to take the path less traveled. Mr. Speaker, we lost many young people. And we have very many young people who are traumatized as a consequence of what happened. Mr. Speaker, it is a point in our country that all of us wish never happened. But it happened. Mr. Speaker, I think we have not handled this issue well. And that is why sometimes you find people from outside are coming to document this. If as Kenya, we were able to acknowledge that things went wrong and we need to fix it, then Mr. Speaker, even if BBC aired it, it doesn't matter. We have to fix our own problems on our own. We don't have to wait for BBC to tell us there was something wrong. I have a problem with the title that they've given, but which is typical of any media house because they want it to trend and then want it to, yeah. And because of that, Mr. Speaker, they may have given it that title. But Mr. Speaker, we have not yet dealt with some of the issues. We have dealt with some, but one of the issues we have not dealt with is the trauma. Mr. Speaker, I said it when Honorable Elachi lost the son. Mr. Speaker, we have a very angry young generation in this country. And part of the anger is on the issues that we are seeing, Mr. Speaker. And we cannot bury our heads in the sand, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let Parliament take the lead. And let us find a way of helping these young people to heal. Because, Mr. Speaker, we don't know what may come in the next few months, next year, or whatever. And furthered by the fact that we have very many young people who are jobless, who are frustrated. And if these people, I don't know what their intention is. Their intention could be fuel more harm and whatever. I don't know what their intention is. But from the young people that have spoken, it has actually created more anger. We are taking them back to the path that they would rather not walk again. But they are walking it. And we don't know at what point somebody else will fuel it again. You can't stop the media. Somebody else will fuel that anger again. And so for us to deal with it, let this parliament take that mandate to deal. When we had post-election violence, Mr. Speaker, I was lucky to be in this parliament, I think where we do in that parliament. Mr. Speaker, we set up a select committee. We walked all over this country. And because as human beings, we have a nature to forget. When we thought we had moved on, I remember in one case, we met a woman whose husband's head had been decapitated. She went to her home with the husband's head. And we are dealing with people who are angry, people who are depressed. And going there, Mr. Speaker, remember today when I was speaking in Parliament, I broke down and cried. Not because of me, but because of what we had. And we think we are moving on, but there are many young people who have not necessarily moved on. Mr. Speaker, personally, I would appeal, and I don't want to sit in that committee, but I would appeal that we set up a select committee to deal with this issue that stemmed not necessarily the finance bill, but the after effect of that finance bill. Mr. Speaker, I humbly agree that we deal with this soberly, and I'd want to discourage us from going through a process which we think may be politically correct, but does not necessarily move us forward as a country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Beatrice, can I ask?
I like that courage. I like whatever Millie Odhiambo is coming up with. She is saying something which should be discussed every now and then. She furthermore said that we should not blame the BBC, but we blame ourselves as a country. Yes, it is true. It is true that the BBC, they only did their job. But we must now blame ourselves. Leaders, what are their take? What have they done after listening or watching the news in social media that Kenyan's youth were killed during demonstration, some were abducted, some were illegally arrested, and all these things were being done, by our own police officers. It is so unfortunate that the internet never forget. That is why the other day I urged this government that remember, the youths you are intimidating today, they will one day come for you in State House. They will go for William RUTO, they will go for IG Kaja, they will go for any leader. As long as you participated in citing the police officers shoot to kill. We saw many young people were killed, people like Rek Masai, they were killed using live bullet. And even the BBC had gone to an extent of even exposing their faces. The government of Kenya is still denying. ODM MPS are now demanding and saying, no, we cannot accept it. I hope that Millie Odhiambo is not shedding crocodile tears. But the way she is speaking, she is revealing her relief. She is acting as a mother. She is acting as a leader. And she felt that pain our parents went through, where they were burying some of their daughters and sons. It is so shameful that government of Kenya will be remembered in the history shooting their own sons and daughters in their own land, shedding blood of their sons and daughters in their own land. That is why I said that if it happens, God willing, I become the head of state in the Republic of Kenya, then we must organize how can we train our police officers. And as a president, what was your take? I believe from where I sit that the instruction which were being given by the police officers were coming from the head of state himself. And now therefore, the MPs who are pretending they should borrow the same boat with Millie Odhiambo and demand President RUTO himself in the parliament tell Kenyans the truth publicly, that why were the police officers using live bullet during demonstration, using harmful tear gas during demonstration, attacking Kenyans, arresting Kenyans, abducting Kenyans illegally without even following the constitution. Then after all, we must all have the same brain by judging ourselves that leadership is not permanent. It is something which will come and go. The same way the handsomeness, the beautifulness in us will just disappear like a faded flower. It will disappear when we will be buried by 4 by 4 meters square. In conclusion, it is now upon leader in the Republic of Kenya or any other Kenyan citizen to ensure that the legacy to be left behind is essential legacy whereby someone born today in the near future can copy. Not a poor legacy, not a bad legacy, but a perfect legacy which will make this country to grow, but not only our country Kenya, but all over the world. So I like that vibe as ODM MPs, one of them, Millie odhiambo, fires back government claiming that the BBC was one-sided. Now they are saying no, the BBC was right and the government should blame themselves, but not the BBC. The BBC did their job, and it is true that they killed several Kenyans and there was shed of blood in this country. Let us not pretend. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your take? Kindly give us your observation from Millie odhiambo's shocker in the parliament yesterday. I rest my case at this point. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the comment. Bye bye, and let's meet on another political discussion.